Shalom, Kal Halal Yam La Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of GMS, who I learned this truth from, and who rule well, and salutations and blessings to you elect, starting with the 144,000. So this lesson is entitled Discipline, right? Discipline is pretty much the first thing you need, you know? I'd say after faith. You need the gift of faith to believe, and then you need discipline, to grow, pretty much. All right? You start off as a disciple, right? A disciple is a student, right? A disciple puts himself under the subjection of the teacher, right? And all the lessons. So this is 1 Corinthians 9:24. Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receives the prize? One receiveth the prize. So run that ye may obtain. And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we incorruptible, right? And Paul is referencing people of the world, athletes. I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so fight I, not as one that beateth the air, but I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. Now let's get this in the NLT. Verse 25, all athletes are disciplined in their training. They do it to win a prize that will fade away, but we do it for an eternal prize. So I run with purpose in every step. I am not just shadow boxing. I discipline my body like an athlete, training it to do what it should. Otherwise, I fear that after preaching to others, I myself might be disqualified. See? So that's important, man. You can't just preach and not practice. You're preaching about don't eat pork, you go home and eat and you're eating pork. Or whatever other kind of example, any kind of teachings from the scriptures. You got to discipline your own body, right? You got to put it into subjection. What does the body want? What does the carnal want? It wants more. It wants more of whatever feels good, right? The pleasures of life. Let's look up this word keep. This is a very good word. Keep under. The word is, let's get it.
Strong's G 5299. Hupopiazo. Hupopiazo.
Hupopiazo, which means to beat black and blue. To smite so as to cause bruises and livid spots. Like a boxer, one buffets his body. What does a boxer do? He like Mayweather used to say, in boxing you take punishment. You punish the body. Right? Man, you gotta jump rope. You gotta jump rope, man. Jump rope. That'll beat your body up a bit. Running, that'll beat your body up for sure. Okay? Doing the heavy bag. Doing mitts. You're out of breath. Your muscles are all sore. Sparring. That'll damn sure beat up your body. Black and blue. You're sore in all kinds of places. Your ribs are sore. Your shoulders is sore. You're just aching everywhere. So like a boxer, one buffets his body, handle it roughly, disciplined by hardships, metaphor to give one intolerable annoyance, beat one out, wear one out. See? So this is serious. You gotta beat your body. You gotta like a blacksmith, right? He's beating and forming whatever instrument that he's making, right? You got to mortify our members. That's part of the discipline. That's part of the discipline, man. Right? So we gotta train our bodies. When you train as an athlete, when you have a fight, you train 2-3 times a day sometimes, right? For sure, 2 times a day. You might run first and then you go to the gym after. You know, and then after the gym, you don't just go, oh, okay, let's go party, let's go, I'm gonna pop my woman, and you know, I'm gonna go to the club. Hey, some people do that, okay, but that's not the true discipline. Especially if a boxer, a prize fighter, you're putting your health on the line. You got to be a complete moron to gamble, you know, with your concentration and your focus and your training. Anyway, let's go to Proverbs 12:1. Whoso loveth instruction loveth knowledge, but he that hateth reproof is brutish. Right? To learn, you must love discipline. It is stupid to hate correction. See? You have brothers that come in the truth and they hate to be reproved. Well, that's a spirit that one must come out of, or else you're never going to cross over. And if you do cross over with that spirit, it's going to expose you. And you're going to either have to mend yourself, you know, you're going to have to change yourself through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You're going to have to beat that out of you. You know? Like, for example, I'll go back to the jump rope thing. I used to hate jump rope. I used to hate that shit. I used to hate when the rope gets caught. You know, if you do it barefoot, like in Muay Thai, that shit hits your big toe. That shit hurts, man. That whip. But you gotta do it. You know, and I got good at it. And then I started to like it. And then I seen the benefits of it even more. You know? For some people, a 15-minute jump rope is a workout. But that was the warm-up for class back in the day when I used to go. You do 15-minute jump rope, and then you do your real warm-up, which is a set of like 20 different exercises, you know. And then you get into the real workout. You do your heavy bag, you do your pad work. It's grueling. Real fight training is grueling, man. And then you gotta actually fight, which is even more grueling. So to hate, it is stupid to hate correction. You know? Now let's go to the book of Sirach 6. I got it in the GNT 6:18. My child, learn to value wisdom while you are young, and you will still be able to find her when you grow old. Work as hard to find wisdom as a farmer works to plow and plant his fields. Then you can expect a good harvest. You will have to work at it for a while, but you will soon be enjoying what you have earned. See, this thing takes a while, man. You're not just gonna get, brother, I want this breakdown. Brother, I want this book. Where did you find these icons? I need the website, brother. I need the find all website. You know, that one destination. There's no one destination, man. There's no one website to find anything. This thing takes a long time. It takes a while. Just like farming. Farming is very tedious. You have to be very patient. And you gotta work a lot. Things don't just happen in a week. You know? Salakia. Right, it says, verse 19, work as hard to find wisdom as a farmer works to plow and plant his fields. Then you can expect a good harvest. You will have to work at it for a while, but you will soon be enjoying what you have earned. Undisciplined people find wisdom's demands too hard and don't have enough determination to meet them. See, undisciplined. And guess what? A lot of us came from undisciplined lifestyles, man. Idleness, right? Complete idleness, man. I remember, like, I bring up this example from time to time when I was about in grade 7, right? I remember, you know, sometimes you have these speakers come in school, and you got the gym class auditorium, and they come in and they speak. Well, this one time, this high-level black belt Jake in karate, you know, he came in to speak. I forget what degree of black belt. Maybe he was second or third, maybe higher. But man, this dude was, hey, you know, he was really talking some shit that I still remember clearly to this day. I was about 12, 13, just around that age, right? Right? We become a man, right? But he was talking about discipline, and really he was talking about idleness, being bored. He said, look, I have a daughter. She doesn't have time to be bored. She doesn't have time to be idle. She's always busy. I make sure I keep her busy, because pretty much what later I found out through the scriptures say idleness teacheth much evil. And when Jake is just bored sitting around with other Jakes and idle, there's a bunch of wickedness that comes from that. So undisciplined people, we all come from, a lot of us come from undisciplined lifestyles. So that discipline, it doesn't feel good when you come into the truth. Yeah, the news is great, the good news, the gospel is great, but you might have a fetish for pork or shrimp, or you're smoking weed, and it's grueling for some brothers to discipline yourself and say, you know what, F that. The process is different for everybody, right? Verse 21, her requirements are burden heavier than they are willing to bear, and they quickly lay them aside. Discipline means just that, discipline. And not many people are able to discipline themselves. Now, what does the actual word mean? Discipline, verb 1300s, to subject to, discipline, correct, chastise, punish. Is punishment, it's a good thing, but does it feel good? Of course not. Discipline meaning instruct, educate, train, right? Chastisement, punishment. That's straight from the Lord, man. My child, listen to me and take my advice. Put wisdom's chains around your feet and her yoke around your neck. Carry her on your shoulder, and don't be resentful of her bonds. Follow wisdom and keep to her ways with all your heart. Go looking for her, and she will reveal herself to you. Take hold of her and don't let go. What did Yahweh say? Hold fast that thou hast. Verse 25, carry her on your shoulders and don't be resentful of her bonds. Follow wisdom and keep to her ways with all your heart. Go looking for her and she will reveal herself to you. Take hold of her and don't let go. Then you will discover the peace of mind she offers, and she will become your joy. That ain't no real woman in this kingdom. That's talking about wisdom, right? That's the comfort. Yeah, the woman was meant to be a comfort, but that, hey, that function is that function is not working in this kingdom. All right, you got an error. Okay, you got an error sign. And that peace of mind, hey, the truth shall set you free, right? Verse 29, the signs of slavery you wear will become signs of royal majesty, right? People, hey, that's people's thing in the world. Oh, you guys are not free. You're subjecting yourself. You got to enjoy the pleasures of life. You got to let it hang. You got to do this and that. Well, there's two sides, man, right? Yeah, we're slaves to righteousness. We're slaves to we made ourselves subject to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. As Paul said, I'm Yahushai's prisoner. But you people are subjects to Satan. You guys do his bidding, which his bidding is what? Anti the Most High, pretty much. Whatever the Most High says, the fashion of this world is opposite. Okay, her chains will be your protection, and you will wear her yoke like a magnificent robe. You will wear wisdom like a splendid crown. See? Okay, then let's go back. Book of Job. This is a good scripture here. 36 and 7. He withdraweth. I'm going to read in the NLT actually. He never takes his eyes off the innocent, but he sets them on thrones with kings and exalts them forever. If they are bound in chains and caught up in a web of trouble, He shows them the reason. He shows them their sins of pride. Yeah, we went off. We like Esau Mock says, we was kings. Yeah, we were kings. And we are. We sit in low places though. Right? And we are bound in chains. We're caught in a web of trouble. But now the Lord is showing us why. He's showing us why we're in this predicament. What's the reason? Right? The sins of our pride. Verse 10, he gets their attention and commands that they turn from evil. In verse 10 in the KJV, he openeth also their ear to discipline and commandeth that they return from iniquity. Let's get this word discipline in the Hebrew. Mawasar or Mausar, which means discipline, chastening, correction. Okay, discipline, correction, chastening. See? So he openeth our ears to discipline. Verse 11, if they listen and obey the Most High, they will be blessed with prosperity. Throughout their lives, all their years will be pleasant. But if they refuse to listen to him, they will be killed by the sword and die from lack of understanding. What does the book of Hosea say? My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Simple. For the godless are full of resentment. Even when he punishes them, they refuse to cry out to him for help. They die when they are young, after wasting their lives in immoral living. But by means of their suffering, he rescues those who suffer, for he gets their attention through adversity. See? The Lord punishes you so you can turn back to him, man. Stop being a demon. Okay? Now let's go to Proverbs 15. Discipline, man, very important. All right. Proverbs 15:31 NLT. If you listen to constructive criticism, you will be at home among the wise. If you reject discipline, you only harm yourself. But if you listen to correction, you grow in understanding. Fear of the Lord Yahweh teaches wisdom. Humility precedes honor. All right. So if you can't discipline, let's say you got a problem eating sweets, because I had a problem like that, and that's mainly linked to emotional eating, right? You feel like shit, you want to cheer up, you get your dopamine hit, you got your comfort food, as they say. Well, guess what? You got to cut that shit out, because you're in the way of a glutton and being excessive. All right, if you like a lot of meat, every meal I gotta have meat. The scriptures say excess meat brings sickness. So try another way. Try something else, man. All right. Try a healthier route. All right, because that's not gonna do it for you, man. Okay, you gotta discipline your mind. Say, look, I'm not gonna do this. I'm gonna suffer for this little bit, but the benefits I'm gonna reap. The benefits are gonna be even greater, right? Than that little feel good moment. Now let's go to the last scripture, Isaiah 38 and 14. This is King Hezekiah when the Lord added, I believe, 14 years. Let me just see 1 second. 15 years. I will add 15 years. Khan. So this is a poem Hezekiah wrote, a prayer. In the NLT, verse 14, delirious, I chattered like a swallow or a crane. And then I moaned like a mourning dove. My eyes grew tired of looking to heaven for help. I am in trouble, Lord. Yahweh, help me. But what could I say? For he himself sent this sickness. Now I will walk humbly throughout my years because of this anguish I have felt. Lord Yahweh, your discipline is good, for it leads to life and health. You restore my health and allow me to live. All right. So that's the key takeaway of this lesson. Your discipline is good. It leads to life and health, man. Just because you're sick, you're sick and you're feeling these symptoms, and then let's say you go on a cleanse, and in a cleanse, if depending on how sick the person really is. Let's say you're really sick and you never did a detox in your life. And you got a bunch of mucus and you know, bad blood and damaged cells and you know, you're just all jacked up. Well, guess what? That first phase of detox and healing yourself and turning away from foods, your body's not gonna like that shit. Your body's gonna fight you. Your body's gonna go through something called a healing crisis, right? Which can manifest in headaches, blood pressure going up, right? Sneezing, you know, excreting, you know. You know what I mean? You're just not feeling good. But that's part of it. All the junk that's layered up in you, it's coming out through your bloodstream, into your bloodstream through your lymphatic system, and you're pissing it out, you're sweating it out. Right? It doesn't feel good, but it will lead to life. So does that mean, oh my God, I'm feeling even worse now? Let me just go back to Popeyes and and pizza. No, man, you gotta go with it. You gotta discipline your body. And I know firsthand what that feels like, man. It's not good. It's not fun. Okay, killing those cravings that you had, right? So anyway, I hope you got the gist of the lesson about discipline, how it's very important. Okay, and at the same time, it doesn't feel good. Right, just like anything, learning any new thing. Okay, and I'll always go back to martial arts. You know, when you first start, it's you really, you know, when you see a new person starting, you can see, you can look at them, man, when they're hitting the pads. You know, never mind that they don't have the coordination down and their technique isn't good. Their mind is just overwhelmed. Yo, jab, cross, slip, block, cross hook, uppercut. You know, you just see the person, their mind is just, fuck, it's too much. You know, the coach slaps you upside the head, keep your hand up. You know, that shit don't feel good because your mind is getting conditioned. Your body and your mind. And your mind is telling your body, stop it, there's too much, stop it. You know, you gotta go through it. And then so the next few times you do it, it'll be good. It'll get better. You build a threshold. Okay. Anyway, kahalalim la Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of GMS who rule well. Shalom to the elect. Kwam Yasharallah.